folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is BRZRKR issue 12 by Boom Studios. Now there is violence, killing, attempted murder, blood, guts flying everywhere, cannibalism, a cult, alien activity, and a bit of nudity in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, and for the last time, here's the creative team. So, finally, I have finally finished reading BRZRKR. After 2 years after it's been released, right? Something like that. And, well, I'll get to that in the end. Alright, so while we left off at issue 11, it all came to a head. It turned out that Codwell was a part of this cult that wanted to become like B for many centuries. And he got the energy that was shot from B. It was in some kind of chamber, and now he's like B. He's an immortal being with the berserk power. And he was about to attack B and Diana. We started off this issue with a fight. The soldiers, basically, the cult members are running towards B and Diana with Codwell about to attack. But then the soldiers from the army also run towards them. Their mission is to capture, to capture Codwell and to capture Diana and B. There's a fight. Codwell just fucking slaughters people since now he's a berserk. Diana tells Beaton, "No, you can't fight. You know, you're not immortal. You're mortal now." But he says, "I could still fight." He picks up a gun and starts shooting, but he's still injured from being impaled by the bird. The fighting continues. B gets knocked a bit by Codwell. Diana is still held by the two soldiers, but she uses her powers and knocks them away. Then she goes towards Codwell and she says, "Well, my turn now." And she uses her black lightning powers, let's call them. Codwell grabs her around the throat. He wants to strangle her. They start hovering in the air. And then she sends black lightning from her eyes into his, or black energy, I should call it. It's more accurate. And then she rips his limbs from his body, and they both fall. And he's completely fried. Even his eyes are black looking. Then Kiever runs towards them, and not runs towards them. And shit, like now what? But then Kiever arrives with a jeep, and tells them, "Get in." Diana gets in. B stalls for a moment. He grabs the silver bird and gets into the jeep. They start driving. Codwell orders everything to be wiped. No witnesses. So a plane, or sort of a special plane, I would say, flies from the sky and shoots everything that was down there, and everything explodes. The cults, planes explode, jeeps, everything that was there. I think before that, the army, though, already escaped. Already rode away from there. Kiever's Diana is feeling sick in the car as they see the explosion. She vomits. B asks her if she's okay, and she says, "Yeah, I felt like this before." And B asks her, "When? When did you feel like this?" And she says, "When I was pregnant." Oh, so looks like I was correct. I suspected in issue 11 that she might be pregnant after what happened. So they drive into a safe house, or they drive away, and then 1 second. There's an extra thick issue, by the way. Okay, I know witnesses. Yeah, she's the one I was pregnant. Okay. All right. Yeah. Before that. Also, I forgot to say that the story actually starts with kind of not narration, but a monologue, but not a monologue. The conversation goes on as the panels continue between B and Diana. The conversation is like after the fact, after everything that happened. So it's just it keeps narrating, and it's the part of the dialogue in the end between them. Because at first I was confused, like what's going on? Are they talking currently? Anyway, they drive away from away. Then you see it's already evening. After everything, you see a cult member, as we later learn. He approaches Codwell's body and beheads him and takes the head with him. The funny thing is, he cradles it, right? And then he just carries it by the, I don't know, something's hanging, maybe the spleen. Not spleen, maybe oh shit, spinal cord. I'm not sure, but it's just so funny. It's like, what made me so gentle? He's like, come on. So that was funny. Yes, then we're told that the army got what they wanted out of it, out of B, I mean, that they made contact with now confirmed aliens. And you see them saying hello, but it's not exactly. Diana says they were successful somewhat, so I'm not sure. It's not. They don't elaborate on that at all. And then also all the clones of bees were killed. So I guess they never like him. And also all the energy that came from him is enough to now power their hypercomputer. But yeah, one Frankenstein or B Franken clones they call him. Diana says not I. They're calling him like that. Has escaped. So there's a lunatic Frankenstein B version of B running out there loose. And it doesn't look like they're trying to even find him. So fantastic. Great job, guys. Okay, we move on there. I forgot what place, but it's called there. Alaska? No, I don't think it was Alaska. Anyway, somewhere cold. It's a safe house. B is examined by a doctor that tells him, congratulations, you are mortal now. All your vitals, everything is normal. You will now be heard like a normal man. And B thanks the doctor, and then the doctor leaves. In another room, there's Diana. She's being examined by another doctor. And tells her, you're pregnant. And Kiefer says, you think. So, much like B, the baby develops really, really fast. Like, the doctor says, well, like this, you'll give birth within a week, maybe less. And it's like, okay, thank you. They leave the room. Kiefer is in some other room. He's got that sphere with the cameras talking to him. And of course, they tell him, okay, we got everything we wanted out of B, kill him. And he says, what about the woman? And say, preserve her. Obviously, they want her children, because those are B's children. So, he's about to, he goes to kill B. He opens the door, and it looks like B expected it. I'm actually surprised B didn't, I don't know, come up with something where if they do succeed, then they leave him alone. But I guess they were never going to, right? They're always just going to use him and then get rid of him. I don't know what they were afraid of exactly. That he'll what? Go tell someone? Why would he? He wants to live peacefully, right? And if he did, who would fucking believe him? So, as always, the army, government shit, assholes. Okay. He goes in, and as he enters the room, B talks telepathically to Diana, telling her, Kiefer is about to shoot me. She said, what? I'll be right there. Kiefer says, well, I'm sorry, son. It's been an honor to serve you. Not that Kiefer was happy to do it. He even mentions to the overlords, he's served us for so long. Well, of course, they don't give a shit. He was just a tool to them. And he outlived his usefulness, basically. So, B tries to stall for time. He says, just give me a moment. He looks out the window. Um, then you see Diana using her powers on one of the soldiers guarding her door, I think. And the black energy goes around him. Then the lights turn off, and Kiever shoots, but I didn't exactly understand. I think B just ducks as he shoots the window. I think. I don't think Kiever purposefully misses because with the height, he and B are the same height essentially, and he doesn't look like he's raising his arm in an angle or anything. So yeah, I think B just ducked. Anyway, Diana bursts into the room, telling Kiever, as easily as I turned off the lights in this house, I can stop your heartbeat. And he's like, I understand, the good luck, son. He tells VC on the other side. Or like, what are you gonna do now? So he and Diana leave and go outside. And then V tells her, they want their child. And she says, well, they're not gonna get it today. And she also uses her energy to destroy the ball flies around them, and they said, this is ours. And she said, not today, and she destroys it. And then she tells B, I know where we can go where we'll get help. Yeah, Anna is a very interesting lady. We go briefly to, where was it? Let me just read you the place. I might as well read you the places. They are in, Virginia. They're in Virginia. Okay, and then just let me read you the other place as well. Yeah, Diana knows who can help them. And then we briefly go to Tuscany. Yeah, Tuscany. And then later on to the southwest. But first, Tuscany. In Tuscany, you see a man walking towards a church. Seems to be a pretty abandoned one in the middle of nowhere. He knocks on the door and says, I'm here. And he's got a satchel with him. I think that's the same soldier that took that took Codwell's head. I think. Because we don't see his face, but he's dressed the same. So I take it that's him. Then we go southwest. Diana arrives so would it be right to say it's an Indian woman? I'm not sure. I think maybe. Okay, so it's some lady she knows. She says, I'll be honored to be your midwife. They go in. You got the woman's son, daughter. I'm not sure. I think daughter, maybe. So they go in. They're sitting to eat. She said, come on, you must be hungry. You see a photo of some man with an Indian man. It's clearly an old photo. I don't know, is this Diana's family or something? It's not really clear. But yes, and then they tell him about the cult and how they got a dismembered head, and they first she thought it was B, but then obviously it's not. And B tells, well, it's Codwell. So there's that. Then they settle in. Diana goes into a room to lay down. Oh, and but before that, they talk about the baby, and then Diana says, "I can feel them kicking." I know she says they're kicking, and the woman asks her they, and she said, "I think it's two." And then they go into a room. She sits on the bed, and the woman listens to her stomach, and somehow from that she says, "Well, you're about to give birth soon." And then she tells B, your truck is in your room. I'm not sure if she's hinting him, okay, my man, Hugo, we need to deal with the giving birth. Not sure. Anyway, Diana gives birth to twins, a boy and a girl. They are not named, though. You see, they're handed to her, and she starts breastfeeding them. B goes into the room and looks at them, and they're like, "Well, now what?" Um, so they have two kids now. I wonder why they didn't at least name them. Like even just like names like a newt or I don't know, name them with letters or something. I don't know. Just found funny all this and they didn't even give them any names. So the kids like B grow up really fast. Also, like what is it? A few days later, and they're already children running around after a dog. They're still in that same house. You see B and Diana sitting together, almost like a couple. They've been holding hands. Then again, not a lot of time passes again. They go really fast. And then it's one night, B and Diana are sleeping in the same bed. B always sleeps like a corpse. Um, sleeping, the children are standing in front of the bed. B wakes up and he says, "What?" The kids lead them outside, and they see kind of like drones. Drones flying towards them. B tells the kids to go back into the house. Diana uses her powers to destroy one drone, then focuses on the other. B goes and gets a bulletproof vest, a gun, prepares to shoot again. Tells the kids to stay inside, go home. And then more airplanes arrive. No, not airplanes. Helicopters arrive. It's about to get wild. So B and Diana are fighting against the soldiers. Diana destroys a helicopter. B shoots. Of course, now he's mortal, so he's vulnerable. He can still fight like he used to, but obviously now it's gonna be stopped by pain and by mortality. And then he shoots. He gets shot in the arm, and for some reason he takes a grenade, right? Pulls the what do you call that piece? The ring. Pulls the ring and just jumps into a helicopter and explodes together with all the soldiers inside. But he's still somewhat alive. And okay, I gotta stop here. Why? Like it's not like the last. I don't know. They're about to escape into some portal, and they just gotta defeat these soldiers to be able to do it. And this is the last chance, and he has to do it, or else or else they'll get captured. Dude, there's more of them coming. What do you think? This does nothing. It's still leaving Diana and the kids to deal with this. This didn't do shit. Now you're enabled to protect them. You're not immortal anymore, my dude. I mean, it's just so stupid. Tactically speaking, it was a dumb move to make. Just throw the grenade at the helicopter. They'll still get hurt. You getting killed so early on doesn't help your children or Diana. And that's just such a stupid part. Anyway, of course, again, more helicopters, more soldiers are coming. Keever's with them, tells them, okay, go secure the kids. Diana is, she sees B on the ground. She's like, no. And then a soldier hits her on the head with his gun, or his rifle, I should say. And she falls. And then, you see the soldiers approaching the kids, and then both of the kids, their eyes glow blue, just like B's. Before that, as they were growing, B commented, "Oh, they're not turning berserker." And they're like, "Oh, maybe we can do this. Maybe we can disappear." The children's eyes glow, and you see B looking. He's like, "No," and Diana does the same. And then the kids go berserk on the soldiers. They're ripping them to shreds, eyeballs flying, arms, guts, everything. Holy shit. And then the kids get to Keever. They're jumping him, and B yells, "No, stop." And his daughter looks at him and says, "Okay." And then they stop. Also, their eyes, later it looks like one eye is blue, but then the other one's red, like the energy from the bird. So that was interesting. And yes, they stop. They all go to. Keever says thank you, and then he approaches B, and you see that he says death is a bitch, isn't it? And B's like, is it really? Because for him being immortal for so long. So uh, Keever says, "Rest in peace, son." Diana approaches Keever and she says, "Start walking, Keever." And he says, "See you on the other side, Diana." And he leaves. Diana kneels down next to B, and he's like, and she asks the kids, "Can you help him?" And they both in union answer no. Like, they can't heal him. And then he says, it's fine. It's my time already. My purpose, I've, fulfilled it. So I get from this that his purpose was to reproduce, to have children that would be like him, I think. And somehow his immortality prevented that. Because it did something to his sperm? I don't know. I'm still confused about that one. And, right, so B dies. Um, the kids the kids are, so is he gonna be okay? And Dad's no, he's gone. And they're like, where? Then she doesn't know what to answer. She closes B's eyes, and then the next day they bury him. They got the bird is impaled on a stick and is there above his grave. And her son asks, "Are you planting a seed?" And then I think they ask, "Will it grow?" And Diana says, "No." And both kids say, "Oh." Then it's a few days later. Diana is sleeping. The children appear and again, standing in front of the bed. She wakes up and he's like, "What? What's wrong?" And they say, "It's time." And he says, "Time for us to we're all grown. It's time for us to go and spread our seed." And again, their eyes, one is blue, one is red. They're looking at her, and then in their hands, and then they leave. Sorry, later they tell her that. She follows them to the door. The woman and her daughter are also there, and she says, and they said, "Where are you going?" And they said, "Well, out into the world, to spread our seed." And then that's it. They just leave. And then, wait, leave. Okay, one sec. Yeah, okay, they leave, and then, right. Okay. Then we go to the base in the woods, and the floating sphere with the camera says it's a new day, and Kira's like, yes. I don't know why we needed that page. It didn't add really much, because I was just surprised he just gave up like that. Granted, they can't just spare all their men because the kids, there's two of them. They're gonna fucking kill them. And if those two children have B's healing abilities, they're fucked. So yeah, there's that. So I guess that wraps up that. I don't know. Does that mean they're pissed, or does it mean it's a new day? We'll still get them. Is it ominous? I forgot how to pronounce the word. Ominous, ominous. I'm not sure. Then we go briefly to Keever, and not Keever, to Codwell. Ooh, he's an asshole, but goddamn, what a fate. Okay, we're back in that church. Keever is strung by his shoulders, and you see the members of the cult eating his flesh. And you see him kind of waking up and grounding. Fucking hell, what a fate. All of this to become immortal, and now he's just gonna be, I don't know, a piece of meat they're gonna gone on for forever. until they also become like him. But obviously, they only managed to when he got his energy. Now, it looks like he does have the healing abilities. Well, naturally, he's more of his body now. But what does it mean? Does it mean he's gonna forever hang there as the cult continues to try to become like B? Is he immortal? Does that mean his torture will continue on and on? I did say B doesn't feel pain, but I'm not sure. Maybe he does. But still, imagine being hung for eternity and being eaten off of. Ugh. Cannibalism. Jesus. So yeah, poor bastard. But hey, he got what he wanted, right? Just I imagine not in the way he thought he would. Okay, then we move on to B's children. They are in a bar somewhere, both of them looking at each other, and then I guess they split. He starts talking to a girl, flirting. She does the same with a blonde gentleman. And then you can see them both at different times going somewhere with their date. So I guess they're gonna start the reproduction. Yes. Which does that mean there'll be more immortal children? Are they immortal even? And what does it mean for the? Would they even be able to have children though? Because B couldn't. But then again, their energies. They have some of the red energy, so does that mean it allows them to reproduce? To procreate, I mean? I don't know. I'm confused. After that, we go back to Diana. Right? Yeah, we go. Right. Oh yeah, the Codwell's also in under some pavilion. Well, at least he's protected from the sun. Yeah, okay, after that you see Diana standing at sunset, I think, on some mountain, talking telepathically to B, or asking him, Newt, are you out there? And also before that, there's a whole philosophical monologue about immortality and shit. And what does it mean? Is it leaving pieces, parts of yourself or memories of yourself for people to remember? Yeah, things like that. And then we go to her asking, "Are you there?" And he says, "Yes." And he's alive somehow after being. How? And why? Uh, yeah, he's in an egg again. He bursts his fist through it. And yes, I don't know where I am. And he gets out of there and he's hairless and naked and he's on some kind of planet that looks like it has three suns. And B is just like, yeah, he tells her, and she asks him, "Can you come back?" And he says, "Yes, I can come back." And he said, I'll find a, sorry, he says, "I'll find a way, but it will take time." And you see him going a bit further in this new land, and and he looks, and you see some kind of like a village, looks a bit ancient. And then, yeah, and then he says, "But it'll take," yeah, he said, "It'll take time," and she says, "Hurry." And as she says, "Hurry," he's opening his eyes, and one eye is blue, with blue energy, and the other one is red. And that is it. That is the end of the story. Right, so, well, this is the last cover, or the cover A at least. It's a bit misleading, because it kind of made me think, oh, does it mean they'll end up working together, all of them? Yeah, fuck no. But yeah, you see there's Kiever, over there's B, Diana, and Codwell. There we go. It's, yeah, it's not really that impressive. It's not bad, I suppose, but nothing to write home about. Alright, some of the art. So, brace yourselves, we're gonna have the killing here. You see they're running. It took me a bit to realize what's going on here, and I think right there that's Diana, and that's B, because you see the blood. And then they're running towards, and someone's telling him, "B, get up." Unless maybe that's Diana and that's B. It's really hard to tell with how it's drawn from here. You see Codwell's just slaughtering people, and he's being shot. Of course, now that he's like B, that's gonna do fuck all, essentially. And then you got, you see, more shooting, kills the soldier behind him. Then there's B and Diana over there. And there you go. Yeah, again, he still obviously still knows how to fight. I was though thinking in the last issue will that be taken away from him, but I guess why? He's been doing it for so many fucking centuries. There you go. And there's Diana with her black energy. Okay. So that was kind of disappointing. I just, you know what? How this comic started? This comic series, is the violence, the army, the testing. Is he a god? Then it, in the end, leans towards aliens, and I just don't know how we got from that to this. I just, now of course I was expecting a fight, but I was kind of hoping of I don't know, some battle off, maybe something with Codwell where B has to stop him from being like he is and sacrificing himself. I was thinking I was gonna go more towards that, but then it just went to. There's still so many questions unanswered in the end of this. You don't know anything else about the aliens that sent B to the Earth. What about, does that mean that they gave B, was his mother already pregnant with him and they gave him these abilities, these powers? If so, how? What does it mean for Diana's children? Was she already pregnant? Same question. Was she already pregnant? And then from who? Did, I mean, I would presume those would be B's children, right? He's their dad. Does that mean they've had sex? And what did Diana mean she was pregnant before? I imagine she doesn't have children. Maybe she was pregnant and lost the baby or had an abortion. It just kind of mentions and then just moves on. And it's like, wait, go back to that. God damn it, I'm just thinking, this had 12 issues. 12 issues to delve into all of these. Who are these aliens? What did they want? Why did they do it? Why did they decide to give his mother away for him to turn mortal? What did this all mean? Why, when he tried to go and find out the stuff, they sent him back? What is going to happen now with his children? Are they going to spread and make a new race of people where they're immortal or can heal and have these powers? How did they know what they wanted to do? Did they get an inner calling or something? It's just, god damn it. It's like I said a few issues ago. What should have been done is they should have made two series. The first series is chronological. Just follow B's life from the beginning, how he was born and everything. You see him, his mother and father going asking for the God for a salvation. Then B's born. Just go through all of that. Then his village getting destroyed, his mother killed, him just leaving, getting killed by those other tribe members. And then just going through through history, trying to have children, fighting, going through until it ends with him somehow, coming to the army and asking them for help in exchange for, his DNA and everything else. And then get to this series where we focus on them doing all these testing, him getting to know Diana, knowing more about Codwell. Just going through and finding out all this stuff, the aliens, the experiments, them becoming immortal, becoming mortal, then having to fight and realizing, shit, I can't let the army do this or something. and trying to destroy this. Or it's just it's just so many issues were wasted on just flashbacks and not a lot of progress, and it's just so disappointing. As the first issue was so promising, and then this. Ugh. How does the bird work? You know, what are these aliens' abilities? How is it still working after all these? Because remember, it's 80,000 fucking years. It should. There's so many things I wish they would explain. I wish we could see the aliens and shit like that. And also explain how was Diana pregnant? When did she. Because all of a sudden, you know, their parents, okay, why are they sleeping in the same bed? Do they now just have a connection and they need to be close? Did the energy impregnate Diana? Or did they have sex before that at some point where it wasn't shown and she was already pregnant? And then just this lightning just made sure the babies wouldn't be born dead. As he has reproduced in the past, but all the babies turned up dead. Why was that? Can we get an explanation for that? Was it because he was immortal? And his, I don't know, semen just, you know, but the baby developed. Why didn't it have any life? Again, just so many questions that could have been fucking answered and weren't. It ends up just being just a series with some cool violence, but still, that's it. Violence and some ambiguous alien shit that doesn't even get answered. And that's it. That's the end. Okay, so I take it his sole purpose was to reproduce. He's done that. And how did it, okay, he died, yeah? He's mortal now. How the fuck did he wake up on another planet? Are those the aliens that sent him there? What is going on? Why does Diana need him to hurry back? Is it because of their children? Is it because of the army? The cult? What? Why for him to hurry? Right? Again, how did this body go from being on Earth to this fucking planet? What the fuck's going on? This seems like more magical, mystical shit than it does alien. What, was his body teleported to this other planet? How? He's mortal now. He's supposed to die. He did die. Why is eyes different now, and what is going to happen? Does this all lead to there being a second series? I certainly hope not, considering how bloody long it took for this one to come out. I know, it was the time of the plague. But still, 12 issues. That was the whole story. It took 2 years to produce 12 issues. To a story that's, no offense, not that even complicated. Oh yeah, shit. With all my bitching, I forgot. There's also a part where you see the Frankenbee that escaped, and you see him. He's outside of Bee's house, the house that he lived in, and he's staring at it like a fucking psycho. And that's it. Does this mean he's gonna go live in that house? There's another question. Why did you show that? What's gonna happen with him? Is that why Diana says you have to hurry? Does this one also immortal? He's obviously functioning, so what's gonna happen then? Again, no need wrap up, just a lot of questions. And just an ending that like just essentially means is there gonna be a continuation? I don't know, but if there is, I don't think I'm gonna bother. I mean, holy shit. I think if they were just gonna leave it the way it is, they should have just made this into a graphic novel. At least you'd read the whole thing at once, and that's it. Because chopping this into a single issue just feels stupid and redundant. Oh god. Is Chris Claremont still alive? Because they're so. Keanu Reeves should just hired him. He would have fixed this up. He would have made a bit long, but a nice story. Instead, I mean, no offense to Matt Kindit, Come on, my man. You had so much time. This is. It's just. Why? Did they read this back to themselves and thought, yep, that's great. We're gonna leave a lot of ambiguous shit, and it's gonna be about procreation and philosophy or something. I don't know. So that was the story. I can't say. I'm disappointed in this ending. I was hoping for more answers. Not this. But I suppose I finally finished reading it. It took 2 years, but this is what I got out of it. So yeah, that was Berserker. It was, well, it was this. I suppose if you like violent stories, can't really say if you like sci-fi stories because the whole sci-fi bit here is so ambiguous. Now, even though they say now aliens, it could still fucking just be a god. I mean, with the way things function in here. But yeah, if you like ultra violent stories, I would pick this one up. You might like it. Though I don't know about the story, but again, you might read this and think completely differently. This is just my bitching. I'm starting to wonder if Keanu Reeves was even involved in this one, or they just asked him to put his name on it. Maybe he gave him like a general plot, and then Matt Kindes just wrote into it. And the fact that also back then it took for some of the issues longer to come out. And I mean, no offense, the art here is good, but it's just this art took you that long in between. I mean, 12 issues, right? They could have released this in a year. Each month, just release an issue. I mean, a month to work on an issue should be enough, right? I mean, it's not like Vicious Circle. I understand the art in that taking a fucking long time with all the details and everything. Yeah. Well, that was Berserker. Let me know what you thought of issue 12 and what did you think of the ending to the story. I would like to know. Alright, that is it, folks. Remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Hey, this story. Bye!